you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hood Table one more again. Come on in, make sure you like and share the video. Hey y'all, what up my boo? Shout out to all my hoodies. Miss Hall, how you doing, love? It's good to see you as always. Miss Ray, hey beautiful. What's up, White Tanya? How you doing? Peace to you as well. And Chrissy, hey, how you doing, boo? Unfiltered Muffy, what's up? What's up, everybody? Make sure you like and share the video on your way in. Again, make sure you hit that subscription bell if you happen to be new here after you hit the subscribe button, okay? And of course, if you want to, if the spirit moves you into donating to the goals by Super Chat or Cash App, feels free. No pressure, no pressure. Y'all know I will forget to ask throughout the chat, so I try to say it in the beginning. I try to say it in the end, but y'all know I don't be up here just Cash App, Cash App, Cash App, Cash App, Cash App. You know, I don't be doing all that shit. But anyway, so with that being said, with that out the way, y'all, my days has been so messed up from working a lot and then having the party over the weekend and then, you know, keeping my baby and then being off on the holiday and all this. I'm just keep thinking it's like a day ahead of time and all this mess, but I'm trying to catch up, y'all. I'm trying to catch up as well as trying to keep up with the commentary. I did start watching Lemon's video last night or yesterday, but then I ended up falling asleep. It was like a 5-hour long video. I just can't. That's why I have to always go back and red ball and find out what entertaining over there. Okay. But yesterday we had talked about what could potentially be a court case with RNY, MV, the whole I don't even want to say alleged. But from what RNI is saying, somebody did like officially issue a threat to her. And I'm going to take her at her word. I know a lot of people is like, I need proof, show me proof. We don't believe it. This is just for content. They just running a play. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I would really hate to think that Envy, maybe I could see that. RNY, and I don't know her personally, but I just don't see her running a play like that. I just don't see it. But anyway, that's what we discussed yesterday. Today, we're going to be covering not really covering a case, but just discussing it because, you know, it's already been discussed in the sector since it first popped off, since people first found out, you know, about Yusuf, aka Tea in the Till Kitchen with Yusuf. And, you know, I happen to be over there on his page because somebody has said he made a post to his supporters. Since he's been locked up, he has been recently, within the last few weeks, bonded out of jail. We know that it was $15,000 to get out. We know that he was charged for child enticement. We didn't really know a lot of facts about the case because some cases you can find a lot of information online, and some cases you just can't. It's just like the minimal information. But thanks to him coming out and talking about it, which I don't really understand. You know what? See, the title of my show, y'all, and please make sure everybody like and share the video. The title of my show says, regarding Yusuf, whether you are a supporter or not, if you are covering the case, is still content. It's still content. So me, who has covered a lot of cases, whether it be in the sector or trending news or celebrity news, I know how it is. You cover cases because it's content. It don't matter if you're friend or foe. It don't matter if you like them or not. It don't matter if you believe them or not. It don't matter if you support them or not. If you are covering it, it is content. So to say that some people are covering the story just because they want content, but you not doing it for content, I don't care if you're a friend or foe. If you are covering the case publicly, it's content. You're getting paid for that video through YouTube. If anybody sends you a Cash App or a Super Chat, you're getting paid. A PayPal, a check in the mail, whatever. You're still getting paid for it, right? Especially if you're over there telling people you're not going to continue the video until somebody starts sending Cash Apps. I saw somebody over there where they were speaking to Yusuf, and somebody in the chat said, please just play the video. Here's $4.99. That's all I got. I'm broke. And then we only listened to a few minutes, and then they said they was going to put it on the highest tier on their membership. Now, again, I say, whether you're friend or foe, whether you know them or not, whether they're a stranger or not, whether in their sector or not, if you're covering somebody's case, it's content. It's content. So you can't shade somebody else for covering a case and saying they're doing it because they're trying to just get content. They don't really like you. They're really not your friend. They're really not. But if you're a friend and you're covering the case, I ain't seen nobody else covering that case begging for Cash Apps. I ain't seen nobody else covering that case hitting pause and saying, I'm not going to continue the video until I get a Cash App. I ain't heard nobody say, I'm not going to cover this shit if I don't get no Cash Apps. And if I don't get no Cash Apps, I'm putting it on membership on the highest tier. My point is, it was for content. It was whether you like the man, whether you support the man or not. Because if it really wasn't for that, the money and all that kind of shit, you just would have put the shit out here. Like everybody else is talking about. You just would have put the shit out here. I ain't paying no damn membership to hear about that shit. I sure as hell not. Now, some people probably did pay for the membership to hear the rest of the phone call conversation, but we heard enough. We heard enough. You know, ever since Yusuf got arrested and got charged for child enticement, we really, really didn't know, like, if he really did it, if he didn't do it. Now, of course, people are going to speculate. Oh, well, he been in there that long. Oh, he ain't got no bond yet. Oh, they waited 2 months to give him a bond. Oh, da-da-da-da. And so, even though perception could imply that he's absolutely guilty, we still don't know. And to see people on panels arguing and fussing and going back and further and cussing and all this kind of stuff over a case that has nothing to do with them, it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. I'm not going to sit up here and argue over somebody else's case. You can believe what you want to believe. I can believe what I want to believe. Grown people agree to disagree. That's how most of us were raised. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand the hostility over this man's case. He didn't touch your kid. He didn't call your kid, not your neighbor's kid, not your grandkid, not your cousin's kid, not your nephew, not your niece. But it's a lot of hostility on this platform over this man's case. And then there's a lot of speculations and, a lot of, putting 20 on 10 and putting most sauce on it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not defending the man because I don't know if he's guilty or not guilty. I just go by what I see and what I hear and what I read. And one thing for certain, two things for sure, I am totally with K-Fit. K-Fit did a live, I believe it was this morning. She did a quick live. It was probably like 25, 30 minutes. And she was like, man, if you got a court case and you on YouTube or something like that or on a public application, you very well need to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't see this what I don't understand. Albeit he might have friends on here. The Tulsas, the Lady Nikas, the Uppities, the whoever else he said he reached out to. Whoever else he reached out to. I forgot the other lady's name that was mentioned. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head. But regardless, I wouldn't be reaching out to none of y'all motherfuckers if I had a serious ass motherfucking case like that where I can do some serious ass time. Y'all don't got friends and family? I don't understand. Y'all don't have friends and family that y'all can confide in? The man is on here allowing somebody to record him and play his motherfucking voice on YouTube. And he has a pending case. Shit, I can see if your ass was already locked up and convicted. I mean, if you're already convicted, you can pretty much say what the fuck you want to say. You know what I'm saying? But this is a serious ass crime. And you're out here sending messages and emails and allowing Tulsa or whoever to record you. And it's no shade. It don't matter who would have recorded the shit. It don't matter which one of y'all CCs would have recorded the shit and played it. I still feel the same way. That was really like not very smart. Really like not very fucking smart. You need to sat your ass down somewhere and figure out what your next step's gonna be. Do a lot of praying, a lot of woosah, and figure out how the fuck you gonna get out this shit instead of getting on social media and letting people know some details behind the scene. Now, whether you feel like you are innocent or not, I get it. You don't want people talking about you. You don't want people slandering your name. I went over to his channel and that nigga only got like 35 subscribers. Now, I know damn well he was up in the thousands because I used to watch his channels. I used to watch when he was doing his shows. I used to watch when he was doing his cooking, stuff like that. I used to support his channel. And sometimes he would come over to my channel and he would hit my link, hit my panel, just fellow YouTube ship support. Nothing more, nothing less. So I happened to be over there when I was perusing the YouTube streets, the B sector, when people said, and I know some people say he's not B sector, he came from like the entertainment sector or whatnot, but fuck that shit anyway. Somebody said he made a post. And I was wondering if he was going to make a post because I was actually wondering if he was restricted from social media. Because a lot of times people convicted of violent crimes, especially involving children, or anything to do with children in that type of way, they are restricted from the internet. So I was wondering this whole time, would he be restricted from the internet if he was bonded out? And obviously he wasn't. Restricted from the internet because when you look at the paperwork, it just says certain things like, you can't be drinking. You can't be, hold on, let me pull it up. You can't be near any minor children. You can't consume or be in possession of any drugs, alcohol, or any illegal substance. Now we know that nigga used to smoke hella weed, okay? No shade, no tea, because a lot of y'all smoke weed, okay? I drink, y'all smoke, I drink, okay? No shade, no shade. I'm just saying, we know he used to be smoking them bushes, so you definitely better not come on live smoking no bushes, nigga, because it says right here you can't drink or do any illegal substance. And I guess that kind of depends also on where you're located, huh? Because some places it is legal. And I don't know what the laws is down there, Georgia. I don't know what the laws is down there in that state. But anyway, the other one is do not be in possession of any firearms, which is understandable. But I was still surprised. I ain't gonna deny that he wasn't on there for not being on the internet. Especially when it was an app, when it was a public application. And thank you. I appreciate you for sharing. You say, I always say, take it to the Lord in prayer, okay? Ain't nobody friends. You know what Jay Wilson say? Ain't no friends on YouTube. Ain't no friends on YouTube. We just a 1099. That's Jay Wilson. We just a 10.99. You said that's why I didn't even go over there. If it is who I think it is, but what I did do is unsubscribe. Ooh, ouch. Ooh, ouch. Mm-mm-mm. I don't understand it either, Miss Ray. What up, boo? I don't understand it either. Why he's hitting up all these CCs? I don't understand it. Keep your mouth shut. K-Fit. Now, K-Fit is in law school, but you don't have to be in law school to know certain things about the law and about cases. You should keep your fucking mouth shut. Talk to your friends, talk to your mama, talk to your besties, talk to your man, your woman, somebody close to you. Somebody's not gonna get on internet and just, they might try to break or separate all your words. They might try to dig holes. They might try to, put 20 on 10. I, again, am not like defending his actions because I don't know. I don't know if he's being honest. I don't know him like that. He's not my friend. He's not somebody I speak to on a regular basis, somebody who I see every day, somebody who lives in my hood. So I couldn't tell you that. One thing I can say is, regardless of who it is, if it was internet, social media, or somebody in my real life, they would definitely not be allowed around my children until this case is over. Did they find you innocent? Did they find you guilty? Was it a proven fact that you did not know the child was underage? That you were sending all these dick pics to and all kind of other shit? Was that really true? So because I'm gonna protect my children at all costs, grandchildren as well. Shit, I was talking the other day. Shit, we had a family member went to prison 9 years ago for touching somebody, one of the cousins. Soon as I found out, shit, my children won't be nowhere near that motherfucker. And he went to prison, and he was sentenced to 7 years, and then he got out. This motherfucker got out. Well, actually, it was longer than that. He got out after 7. Came home, y'all. Came home. Was popping around some of the family members' houses that was still fucking around with him. No shade, no tea. That is their family. That is blood. My family too, but you served 7 years, nigga, and I know for a fact you did it. I know for a fact you did it. Okay? So, he gets out, comes home, kicking it with fam and all that kind of stuff. You know the shit they tell you not to do. When they let you out early with conditions and you get out there doing all the shit, breaking your curfew, drinking, smoking, all that kind of shit, after 7 years, I'm like, that nigga wanted to go back. That nigga wanted to go back because he sure was back within no time and had to serve his remaining sentence. And I think his ass still up in that motherfucker. And when he come back home, ain't no coming over around my house to no house parties. And y'all know I'm a family-oriented person, and I throw parties all the time, like all throughout the year, especially in the summer. And my family is always over here. But that's one person that will not be invited, will not be allowed at all. So if I know for sure that somebody was convicted for some shit, absolutely, you're not going to be around my children, grandkids, my dog, none of that bullshit. But in a situation like this, where he claims that the child was underage, and when he found out that the child was underage, he stopped all communication with him. We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't see all the text messages. We don't see the timestamps of when he sent the messages, when he stopped sending the messages, when he stopped corresponding to the person. We don't know that. And that's why I don't understand why people is up here so hostile and arguing and screaming and fussing about it. Like, child, just think of it this way. He might be in this area with us, but just think of him as just some motherfucker on the news. Some motherfucker on the news that like R. Kelly, P. Diddy, Weinstein, Harvey, Epstein. Just think of him as somebody like that. Are y'all on here arguing and fussing and fighting and all that kind of shit? No. We cover the R. Kelly case the Diddy case every day for how many months? Like 4 or 5 months every motherfucking day. We was reading the transcripts. Ain't nobody arguing, ain't nobody fighting, and we know he was doing all that shit. We covered the R. Kelly cases. We covered a lot of cases. Ain't nobody arguing, ain't nobody fussing, ain't nobody like because he is in this sector, it's no difference. It's just the fact that he's in this sector. So I'm going to just treat it as any other case that I would see on television. I'm not going to argue with a soul about that shit. Whether he did it or not did it, whether you believe it or not do it. I mean, I don't understand. Like, agree to disagree and move on. It's not the biggest motherfucking case of the century. God damn. I mean, shit. But I mean, the case is still open. The case is still open. He should not be on social media. He shouldn't be emailing nobody. He shouldn't be telling nobody no facts, no details, his opinions, his his side, his point of view, keep all that shit to yourself, nigga. I don't know where you at right now, but I wish you had a friend. I wish you had some real friends in your real life, because you up here talking to all these motherfuckers on YouTube. Again, no shade, no tea. But we can't help you. We can't help you. We didn't put nothing on that bond. All we doing is making money off of you by speaking about it on our platforms. We can't help you. We can't help you get a lawyer. We can't. Child. I mean, we can't be. We can like, the people who really support him. We can pray for you. We can pray for you. We can't be no witness. None of that shit. None of that shit. So, I'm not gonna be on here like he did it, he didn't do it. I just know what he's saying. I know what we read on the paperwork. I know what the court is saying, what the police is saying. I know that the mother of the child found the messages, and he claims that the messages were found weeks or whatever after he stopped communication, when he found out how the child was. Now, I did hear somebody say, I can't remember who said it. Was it K-Fit or was it somebody else? And what's up, sexy toy lady? How you doing? What up, Buckeye Taz? How you doing? You said the 5th. The 5th. Okay. I plead the 5th. I don't care if it's a piece of candy from the candy store. I plead the 5th. I ain't telling y'all shit. But no, I mean, anyway. Okay, so the mother said that they, was going through their phone. And one thing I can say is to the people who was out there, I'm going to say 2 things. One, I can't remember who said it. It could have been K-Fit. It could have been somebody else. But they said, basically, if you found out that was a child or it was a minor, what you should have done was get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. And maybe go to the police and say, there's a child that's on this grown-up application and they are pretending to be a grown-up. And you don't want no parts of them. You ain't into children. You don't like children. You found out. You stopped communication. Now, this is from K-Fit. And again, none of us are attorneys, even though she is going to school for law. Hell, I went to school and took some law classes for 2 years and aced it. Aced every class. Okay, every class. And I was pretty good. Shoot, I could have been a lawyer, I guess. But, I think that was some good advice. I don't know if that would have worked or not. I don't know if that could have backfired. I don't know. Because that's a scary situation, even to put yourself in that situation and say, yeah, I was communicating with a kid. Like, how some of these motherfucking police are? Oh, really? You didn't know? Really? Who knows how that could have went? But if he did really back away and stopped all communication, I mean, it would probably be helpful if there's messages that he told the boy, oh my God, you're underage. Oh my God, what? Why is you on here? Things like that. That might help him. I don't know. Again, we don't know all the details. We ain't read through all the text messages. We ain't seen the pics that were exchanged. We don't know none of that. All we can do is speculate and form an opinion off of what we have before us. And it's not, I mean, it might seem like it's a whole lot, but it's not a whole lot. These type of cases, they have so much to use in a court case, especially something as serious as this. Another thing, what I can say is when it comes to parents, I have 2 boys. They're grown now, both of them. But one day we was talking about, I can't remember who panel it was on, but we was talking about how old should your children be to get a phone. Now, we know back in the Gap, there was pay phones every block. So when people say, I'm not giving my child a phone because we didn't have a cell phone growing up. We didn't have cell phones. We had a house phone with 100-foot long cord. We could take that motherfucker outside the house and walk all the way down the goddamn block and let our homies use the phone if we wanted to. We could be outside sitting on the porch, out on the swing, sitting in the car on that motherfucking phone with that 100-foot ass, coily ass cord that kept getting wrapped up and tangled up and tied up and you tripping over the motherfucker and shit. We didn't have cell phones. We had a fucking phone on every motherfucking block, every fucking corner. If you got stranded outside and you told your mama you couldn't contact them and that's why you was late, you a motherfucking lie, because it was a phone on every corner. And back then there was a 5 cent, 10 cent, 15 cent, 25 cent. Everybody got a quarter. Everybody got a quarter. You could have easily made, you could call collect. You can call collect. You better call Tyrone. You call somebody. Shit. What up, Mr. Boston? Unspecified persons would only be allowed to see my offense to never. Man. I'm telling you, I do believe that children in this day and age have to have a phone, because if they're out there, where are they going to go? You want them to knock on some stranger's door? You know, we used to tell our children when we were little, well, at least when I was younger, people used to tell us, you know, when they taught stranger danger and all that bullshit, that was a thing. Stranger danger. I don't know when that shit stopped. I guess it stopped when they stopped the Wrap It Up videos from BET. Wrap that shit up before you get syphilis, gonorrhea, or something worse, the herpes. But you know, a lot of the videos that were either empowering or very knowledgeable, or you know, safety precaution videos, forest fires, they cut all that bullshit out. But back in the Gap, they would tell us, if you were lost, look for a lady with children. Look for a lady with a baby in a stroller, or a lady with little kids. Find a lady in the grocery store, at the park, at the bus stop. Go to a lady with children. That's what we were taught when we were younger. And I taught my kids that too. I sure did. I taught my kids that too. And I don't know if people still teach that, but you know, when kids are out there these days and there's no cell phone, there's no pay phones on the street corner, and it's an emergency, I wouldn't wish that on anybody's child. A real emergency, they running or trying to get from somebody, or sick. So yeah, I definitely believe that children should have cell phones. Now, what age? That's totally up to the parent. Mine didn't get their phones until they were, I think, 11. My oldest one got one when he was 11. And then I think the next one, my youngest son, I think he got his at 12. And the only reason why he got his a year later was because they were usually around each other, so they could use the same phone. So, but yeah, I got mine one at 12. Matter of fact, my youngest son, his dad bought his phone, because y'all know I got 2 boys by 2 daddies, okay? And my youngest son's dad bought him his phone, iPhones, first phone, iPhones ever since. That boy get a new iPhone every damn year, damn near. And he just now turned 25. His dad finally told him, you got to pay your own phone bill now, nigga. You done moved in, got you a girl, you done moved out your mama house, paying bills, working, because he was literally paying his phone bill all the way through college and after, and getting him brand new iPhones every motherfucking year. That nigga was spoiled by his daddy. But he finally on his own paying his own phone bill. But yeah, I firmly believe in them having phones because they were in the sports, they were at practices, they were at school, they might have to walk home, catch the bus, ride with friends. Sometimes whoever's supposed to take them home didn't come. Like you make arrangements. Okay, this parent is gonna take y'all home. But mom, they couldn't come or they're in there. Now we just stranded here at the school. And it's 10, 11 o'clock at night after a football game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do believe that kids can have a phone. But on that note, I do believe that y'all better check the motherfucking phones. I wish my sons were here today to tell you. When I bought my son's phone, again, the second one, his dad got all his phones. The first one, I bought his phone and paid his phone bill. I always was in their phones. First of all, what up, Room Shaker? How you doing, baby? You said today knock on the wrong door. Thank you, Buckeye Taz. Thank you. Shoot, you can knock on the wrong motherfucking door and you can end up in there with Jeffrey Dahmers or some shit. Hell no. Don't go to nobody's house. If you see them out at the store, at the park, at the McDonald's, something like that. I mean, if you out there with no cell phone and your child needs help and they need to call somebody, they got to take a chance. They got to take a chance. Otherwise, what they gonna do? But yeah, definitely don't go up to nobody's house, nobody's door. But when it comes to the cell phone, so my sons were younger, they will tell you, "Ooh, I wish they were here," because they will. Ooh, they used to beat their ass up. I used to be in their phone so motherfucking much. I was in their phone more than they was in their phone. I had the passwords. If they wanted IG or TikTok or Twitter, Facebook or whatever, I had the passwords. I created the password. They didn't have the passwords. Did you hear that? I didn't have my children's password. I created the passwords. So I would often check their accounts. And you know, kids can be slick because I was a slickster when I was younger. I was a slickster. When I used to get punished and my mother used to take my teen line, you know what I did? I bought me one of those, remember those clear, translucent phones? Y'all remember those phones? All the girls had them. They was clear. And you could see all these beautiful colors on the inside of the phone. And when it rang, it lit up in all these cool colors. And when it was on silent and it rang, it would light up. Y'all remember the phones, right? That's what I did. I bought me a phone, one of those. I put it under my bed. And I would just keep my eye on it and look for the flash of the colors when it rained. Hey, we all were some slicksters growing up at one point or another. So sometimes I would check social media to make sure that they weren't creating new accounts and different things like that. It wasn't trying to be slick like that. But I was always in their phone, in their messages, in their chat. What's this? You talking like this? Oh, really? I'm taking your phone. Mom, please, Mom. No, I'm taking your phone for a few days. Oh my gosh. Oh, let them be on Facebook and they talking real like, off the chain with their homies. You know how kids are. They on social media. They say all type of shit on social media, cussing, all kind of shit. I'll be on their social media. If you don't motherfucking delete that motherfucking... See, you know what? I still get a kick out of y'all who was going in on Pizza about her cussing out her kids because y'all would cuss me out every motherfucking day. Because I cuss my kids out. They grown and I cuss them out. I don't care. 28, 25. I would cuss their ass smooth the fuck out. My son the other day, he had some shit, right? Some shit, read between the lines. It was his birthday party and he left some shit over my house. Read between the lines. And he was like, Mom, calling me. Look around the house. Do all this, do all that. Check the basement. Check the den. Check this. Check that. Nigga ain't checking all over this motherfucking house. I don't see shit. Bring your ass over here and look for your own motherfucking shit. Mom, please check the trash. If you think I'm putting my hand in that motherfucking trash, you better bring your ass over here and dig in that motherfucker by your motherfucking self. All right, Mom, I'm on my way. That nigga came over here, looked all through the house. Finally, he looked in the trash, and there was his shit in a bag. You fucked up. That ain't my shit. That's your shit. Shit, damn, I can see if it was some money or something like that. You got talking about telling your mama to dig through the trash cans. You got me fucked up. Man, that shit is wild. Like growing up, everybody cussed at their kids. It was normal. It was normal. And you know, depending on what's the extent that you go with the cursing, like really degrading your child, you bastard, you punk, you bitch, you whore, you know, there are parents who go that far when they do be cussing out their kids. I knew somebody who used to call their daughters bitches, like straight up to their face. You bitch. I can't stand you bitches. You know, stuff like that. The motherfucker or fuck or damn or shit like that. That don't mean you a bad parent because you cuss. That's it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. But yeah, I mean, I would, you know, tell them I'm taking your motherfucking phone. Shit, if y'all don't know how to condone yourself, and see one thing I try to teach my sons to this day, and I notice it. See, sometimes when you teach your kids shit, and then when you see the outcome of what you taught them, that's an amazing thing. And it lets you know that you did something right. Because I have family members, younger family members, I have to motherfucking block on social media. Or either click the you know how you're on Facebook and you can click something to still be their friends, but not get all they posts. I have to do something like that because they just at the mouth, talking under people's clothes, talking about sex, talking about just all kind of explicit shit, right? And so I got my kids when they were young. This shit will last forever. Once you go into college, once you go into school, once you go into work, there are employers out here. I can tell you for a fact, we do searches on social media. We do. A lot of jobs do. And they do searches. I mean, thorough ass investigation. All your social media websites, your background and everything. That shit stays with you forever. The shit you say on social media stays on there forever. Forever. Because whether you delete it or not after the fact, somebody could have already screenshot it or saw it. And it's the same thing here on YouTube. The shit that some people be doing on here on YouTube, they be acting like don't nobody see this shit but the beef sector. And I really be appalled sometimes when I see some of the shit that be going on here. And I be like, y'all really think nobody sees this shit? But I know we are a small area on YouTube, but some of our videos do go viral. I mean, hell, one of my videos is almost at 600,000. Another one of my videos is at 145,000. So some of our shit do go viral. You never know who's going to see your shit and share it or repost it or do commentary off of it. So we have to start thinking like that. If we don't think like that, our kids definitely ain't going to think like that. If we don't be thinking how we act on the internet, our kids ain't going to think, because I don't care what you say. When I'm on the internet and I'm on YouTube and my kids were staying at home, yeah, sometimes they would hear what I say. Sometimes I'll be sitting right here in the motherfucking living room like I'm sitting in the living room right now. And they walk past me to go outside or go to the basement or go to the kitchen or go to the... And sometimes I'll be talking about some shit. I might have people on the panel. We talk about some shit. We up here just gagging and laughing and whatever. And my son will walk past like, what y'all talking about now? Or if they recognize the voice, is that Sislo? Is that Deanna, the assassin? Is they even know the voices of certain people. So kids, they hear us. They hear what we saying. They hear what we do. And unless you at home and you whispering, or you outside in your car or in the garage, you know, your kids probably hearing what you're saying and they hearing what you're doing. So, you know, kudos to the parent who did check their cell phone, because they said the child was 16? And when I tell you, I was in my kids' phones until they were damn near, once they turned 18, that's when it was like, okay, I ain't gonna hold you. I promise you. Once they turned 18, that's when I was like, okay, you grown now. You know right from wrong. I didn't raise you. I didn't train you. I didn't gave you advice. I didn't discipline you. Just like when they got old enough to do their own bank accounts when they got 19, because I had them both bank accounts and I was on it. And so once they turned 19, I took my name off and I said, "You're grown now. I raised you. I trained you. I gave you advice. What you do from here on, do be blessed. Be blessed. May God be with you. May the force be with you." Of course, you can always go to your parents to, get advice, but once they got a certain age, all right, I ain't gonna be in your phone no more. I ain't gonna be in your Facebook. I ain't gonna be in your bank account, you know. And they done made mistakes, especially with like bills and stuff like this. Mom, you know how they be like, you forget sometimes that you done bought something or paid for something. And it happens to everybody. It happens to me. And then I'll go look at my account. What the fuck? Who done took my motherfucking money? Oh, hell no. I'm calling the bank. I'm trying to look at the transaction. You can't even really tell sometimes where the transaction came from. It'd be like these numbers or this code, and I'm trying to break it down. I'm Googling, what does this code mean? And I'm like, that was, I remember now, so they didn't have some incidents, before, where they made some mistakes, and they might have to come to mom. Can you spot me? All right, nigga, but you need to, you do better. But yes, the clear phones, Miss Hall, the clear phones, man. I used to rock them joints, boy. I thought they were so cool. Like, they were really, really cool. And my mother never knew I had it. Never knew. You said mine was the F. You said you had 3 girlfriends. What? Oh, wow. The 100-foot cord. Y'all know y'all had those phones with the 100-foot cords. I'll be walking all through the damn house and up and down the stairs. It's wrapped around the banister, wrapped around the refrigerator. People got to lift it up to come through the hallway. And don't let somebody pick the phone. Oh, wait, my brothers used to, that man, we got in many fights. I mean, fist fights. I mean, rumble and tum. Boy, my brothers used to fucking sit on the other line while I was on the phone with my boyfriend. And they would say funny things, try to embarrass me or make up lies and stories and stuff like that. And you know how you was, you would pick up the phone and you would do it real quick. And then you would push down the little button so they would know you on the phone. Mm-hmm. Me and my brothers got in many fights. I'm talking drag down, knock out fights. Boy. The days. Those were the days. But yeah, you do have to be careful. You do have to be proactive, and you do have to be vigilant. You do have to be, when you have children, you do have to be a present parent. A present parent. Just don't be buying your kids phones and just letting them go off, and all you do is pay the fucking phone bill. It's many of kids that have done some really illegal shit, from harming kids to doing stuff at schools, churches. I mean, and then the parent be like, I didn't even know. They don't even go in their bedroom. I mean, was I the only kid that used to go through my son's drawers? I used to go through the drawers. I used to go through the closets. I was a nosy ass parent. Y'all ain't gonna be up in here creating no explosives and doing all the firecrackers and all that kind of shit. Not on my watch. I ain't gonna be that parent on TV, on CNN, talking about, I had no idea. I had no idea. All he did was go to school and come home and go to his room and play video games. Shit. Your door closed? Why your door closed? Oh, you chained it closed? Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I was a very hands-on parent. And for the most part, I think it worked out pretty well. Kids don't always like that over parenting, but when you don't overparent, when you don't oversee, that's when shit can get out of hand. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes it's too late. Okay? A day short. What did I say? A dollar short, a day too. How I go, Miss Hall? A dollar short, a day too late, a day short, a dollar. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's all I have to say on that shit. I mean, if the man is innocent, if he really didn't do it, then I hope the law prevails. And if he did know the child was underage, I hope the law prevails. Because things like that, when it has to do with children, I know some of y'all out here, like, you know, I was touched, things happened to me. Hey, I said it many times before too. I was touched as a child. I was enticed as a child. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So I know what it's like to have somebody who's supposed to be protecting you, you know, guiding you, teaching you, to touch you. I know what that's all about. I know what that's all about. So I do feel, you know, how some people are like, man, if he did this shit, man, fuck that shit. I ain't supporting him. I unsubscribe and da. But I'm just sitting here watching. Just sitting here watching. Like I do a lot of cases. And then when some new stuff pop out, I'll come out here to discuss it. But I'm not gonna condemn the man. I'm not gonna say he's guilty. I'm not gonna say he's innocent. I'm gonna say I'm gonna watch and see what happens. That's all. That's all I can do. That's all we can do, truthfully. As far as making content, make the content. That's what we do, make the content. But saying that certain people is doing it just for content and you come out here and do it too, like it's all content. Okay? It's all content. So, you know, that's what that is. That's that on that. That's facts. Okay. It don't matter if somebody out here is my friend on YouTube and they tell me, oh yeah, you can talk about it. You be like, yeah, because some people over there, yeah, they don't really care about you. They don't really care about if you coming out here talking about it, it's all content. It's the same. And put shit on social media and it don't disappear. That's right, Miss Hogg. It don't disappear. Now again, if he is innocent, may the law prevail. If he's guilty, may the law prevail. I know he did say he lost his home. I don't know where he's living, where he's staying with, you know. I don't know, you know, if he's staying with somebody else, if he's homeless, if he's at a shelter, I don't know. I'm just what I heard, that he said he did lose his house. That was one of the last things that I heard. I also heard that he said he thinks that the guy in Mexico put out a fake news report or article that he was in a hotel or something with like 3 or 4 underage white boys. And he said he don't know who else could have done it, but he believes it was the guy from Mexico. I don't know if that's true or not either. I really don't know. But yeah, so I'll just keep on watching, waiting to see how this all turn out. And hopefully the outcome is a real outcome. Hopefully, because you know how some people do some shit and they get off. And some people don't do their shit and they end up in jail forever. So I'm just hoping the outcome is the right outcome. That they don't make no hasty decisions, you know, things like that. I just hope, you know, justice will prevail. That's it. I hope justice will prevail. And if he's guilty, hey, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. You said parents be watching everything. Not all parents, but I was. Shit. I was watching everything. I remember my kids' coaches used to have like barbecues and shit like that. They never had like sleepovers, but they would maybe have like a 2, 3, 4 hour barbecue for the boys on the team. They would go over to coaches' houses and they would barbecue. They would play games. They would play video games, be outside playing basketball, football, just, you know, just having fun. And I used to tell my sons, if that motherfucker even looked like he want to do something to you, if he even looked, Mom, He's not like, Mom, really? For real, Mom? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It be the teachers, it be the mailman, it be the grandpa, it be the doctor. I ain't trust nobody when they come around my kids. Nobody. Nobody, baby. Nobody. Okay? So they be like, Mom, then they come home. Did they try something? No, Mom. Oh my God. We would tell you, okay? I didn't play with that shit because again, I was touched. And it ain't only the girls. Boys get touched more than you know. A lot of boys just don't say nothing. They don't speak about it. And we know why that is. The same reason why men, when things happen to them, they don't want to talk about it either. We know what it is, that masculinity and But anyway, that's all I gotta say, y'all. That's all I gotta say. I'm about to get out of here. And I don't know, just Andrea might end up in the chat or end up watching, but just Andrea, she told me to watch the Netflix documentary on American Top Model with Tyra Banks. 4 episodes, and she wanted to discuss it. I think she said Wednesday on her panel. Child, I was never into all the modeling shit and like that. So I never ever watched a modeling show, Top Model, Tyra Banks. I never ever watched it. Never. So I did though, however, watch the behind the scenes docuseries on Netflix with Tyra Banks, and a lot of that shit was just wow. Wow. I did not expect to see and hear the things that went on behind the scenes on America Top. I would have never. So I don't know if you guys might be interested in checking it out, but I thought it was pretty good. And that's for me who never even watched the show, the Tyra Banks Top Model show or whatever. I never watched it, but that docuseries on a documentary on Netflix, it was pretty good. And I felt at times I even was in a like emotional roller coaster listening to those girls and all the shit that they went out. Child, you know what? I ain't gonna get into it because just Andrea wants to cover it on her channel, I think Wednesday, and she asked me to join her. So tomorrow night, I might not be on my channel tomorrow. I might be on just Andrea's panel with her. But if she do go live, I will definitely share her link. So, we can go over there and support her. But you said, girl, those were the good old days. You said you either? Yeah, I never watched it. I never was into that. First of all, I'm a tomboy. I have no interest watching those skinny ass, barely 80-pound ass, 6'7" ass girls walk down no runway. All the makeup and the eyelashes and the hair and the heels and the swimsuits. And I have no desire to watch none of that bullshit. Okay. No desire. I wasn't the girly girl. I wasn't into all the fashions. I wasn't into all of that. I was sneakers, shorts, jeans, t-shirts, and I still am. Of course, I've been working from home for like the last, oh God, it's been so long. Way before Rona. What was Rona? 2019, 2020? I think I started working from home in 2015. So like 4 or 5 years before the Rona. But when I was at the office, I wore slacks, and flats and blouses, nothing too over the top, just regular clothes to me. Shit. Regular clothes, but I've never been into fashions and all dressy and all that kind of bullshit. So, but again, I did watch the behind the scenes show and I thought it was really good. So if y'all were big fans of the Top Model back in the gap or just want something to watch, I would give it a click and a view, as we say on YouTube. But yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So I'm going to get off of here. Make sure you like and share the video. Before I go, just again, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button, the notification button. I do try to come live a lot more often after I took my little hiatus at the end of last year. So I do try to come live, if not every day, every other day, to bring y'all some type of content, whether it's trending news, celebrity news, YouTube news, or whatever. But and of course, if you want to donate to the platform or support the goals, feel free. Cash App $ the Hood Table 402. Or you can hit that good old super chat. And if you watch the replay, you know you can also send a love offering too when you watch the replay. Okay, the replay, play. But other than that, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.